So, this part of the journey of trusting ourself with our body, trusting ourself with our voice, trusting ourself with our heart, trusting ourself with our life, trusting ourself with our life, trusting ourself with our life. Because it's so much more than what we eat. So much more than It's so much more than what we eat, right? We know that. It's what we think, it's what we feel, it's what we say, it's what we don't say, it's all of the things. It's all of the things. So the more that we can be in the truth of the matter, the more it all matters. So, where do we go from here? So it's really identifying this system of a few steps. Number one is realizing this part here dictates everything else that's going to happen. So this idea that we have little me, all the time, little me. And a lot of what's happening, these little stages of little me, little bigger me, right? Like there's little me, like for some of us. So for my story, right? Like my father died when I was a baby. So little tiny me had trauma, lots and lots and lots of trauma as a little baby at 4 months old when my father was diagnosed, and then my mother started going to the hospital and lots of hospital and wasn't around and had 2 other children. So depending on when your life difficulties started and you started not being tended to, and so you had to start really dealing with like your coping mechanism of whatever that is, whatever that was, whatever that is, whatever that was then, whatever that is now, however that was. And then the different stages of life of when you started to deal with life or not. And you really start looking at that in your life. When did you start not dealing with life? When can you go back in your timeline of life and see the little phases of you as the little you, the little bigger you, the little bigger you, the little bigger you? So were you 2 or 5 or 10 or 14 or 20 or whenever that was in your timeline? And if you're willing to really do the work, if you can trust that you will go back and do the work and see, when did all this start for me? I can promise you that you will be able to untether and untangle this. Because that's all that this is an untanglement. You're tethered to old thoughts and feelings. And your now grown-up you is responding in a little you way. Now, if you can trust that that's possibly what's going on, like, I might be responding, my grown-up me is responding in a little me way. That could be. Now, let me give you an example of how sometimes our grown-up me responds in a little me way. Have you ever just gone off the rails about something? Hi, Stace. Oh my God, you just came at the most perfect time. At the most perfect time, because I think you're really going to relate to this. So when we are this is all about I trust you. Like when we say to myself, like, I trust me, right? So this is the final week of Weightless. And in this journey that I had in like shedding all of this weight, and like, how did that happen? How is it that I from 14 until 55. I was like always on a diet, always on like the newest, greatest, like cookie diet, cabbage food diet, like no eating diet, like starvation diet, like friggin' dieter's tea diet, like give me whatever the fucking thing, like hello Google, what the fuck can I do to like lose as much as I can, as fast as I can, like I'll do the thing. I don't give a fuck what it is, I'll just do it. And then I went through this health scare and got to the other side of the health scare and decided I am going to heal this once and for all. And I did it. And a big part of it is understanding the difference between the woman that I am and the little me that I was coping as a woman with little me mentality. And I really had to understand, like, okay, well, wait a minute. And we upgrade all these things. We get a new car, we do our hair, we do all these upgrades, but we don't actually ever upgrade our thinking. So we respond to things like with little mentality, like little operating system, but we never actually go back and go, wait a minute, now I'm grown, but I never actually think about upgrading the way that I'm dealing with things. So when we first started to deal with food and our coping mechanisms around food, we were little, a lot of us. So when we first started to stuff food or hide food or like sneak food or do all sorts of shit with food, we were little. And we didn't really have a way to like think about things in a more mature or developed or way. So we just did whatever we did because we didn't really have another source of thinking. We were little, right? Like for me, I was like 4 months old and my mother was rushing off to a hospital with her dying husband. So it was like I stayed with an aunt who was like, I don't like crying. So what did I do? No crying. So I learned as a baby, don't cry. So if any of you know me and coach with me closely, you know I cry very freely and very often, like daily. Because as a little baby, me and growing up me, I didn't cry or feel fucking anything. What did I do? And walked around bloated as a motherfucker and didn't fucking take a shit for years. Hello. Lots of information here, but many of you have this problem. You're bloated as a motherfucker. And so are your organs and your tissues because that's where your issues are. I know. I know. I know this. Trust. Trust that your body knows. Your body knows how to be. Your body knows how to have a beautiful, 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 beautiful body. It does. So we have to really, as the grown-up you, we have to slow down and we have to go back and be with little you, who's actually running the show. Little you is running the show and we got to go. You know, have you ever seen the meme where it's the little girl and she's like, she's got her arms out and she's like, like, fucking help me, motherfucker. Like, you got to go in there and help her. Can she trust in you, babe? Because she's in there and she's waiting for you to slow down and show up as the woman that you are today and upgrade the operating system. And sometimes she's just tired. Sometimes she's hungry. Sometimes she just wants a motherfucking cookie, so could you just give it to her? Sometimes she wants macaroni and cheese. Is it the worst thing in the world to just give her some fucking macaroni and cheese? Who cares? Who cares? Macaroni and cheese every now and then is not making you fat. It's not. Not having the macaroni and cheese is making us fat. Just have it. It's not a big deal. Where are my glasses? This is the perfect moment. Yes, wow, big words that are hitting like a big fucking truck. Yes, I know, I know. So, if we could just tend to, if she, we, us, I, me, all of it can trust that we'll show up. I'm tired, take a nap. I'm angry, be pissed. I'm hungry and I want a fucking French fry. Go get a French fry. Go get it. Enjoy it. Bless it. Bless it. Eat it and be happy. See, we eat it and then we beat ourselves up. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is the worst thing in the world. I shouldn't be eating the French fries. Why? Why? Eat them. Eat them. Love them. Enjoy them. Enjoy them. Bless what it is that we're eating and enjoy them. And we're free. We're free. Because when we bless it and we enjoy it, we're not obsessing about it. We just have it. Big deal. Who cares? Next, let's go. So what? Now what? Let's go. What are we doing now? But when we don't do it, we're like this. You feel me? Little me is waiting. She's waiting. She's been waiting for a long time. So as soon as the trust is there, that you're going to go, be there right now, go here now, be here now. It is a spiritual practice to be here now. Be here now. This is all we got, is now. Just be here now. What are you, thirsty? Tired? Just acknowledge it. I'm tired. I'm thirsty. I'm hungry. I want a cookie. I want a fucking potato chip. Whatever it is. The more that I just owned what it was in the now got so much easier and honest. The more truth of the matter just mattered. It just was. And it just corrected itself. The ship righted itself. I was so capsized, nothing was right. It just was like all out of whack. It all righted itself. The more honest I was. When I wasn't hungry, I didn't eat. When I was hungry, I ate. When I was tired, I slept. When I didn't want to go somewhere, I didn't go. And I didn't make up a story. I just said, no, thank you. Thank you so much. I paused. When I was asked something, I just said, you know what? Let me get back to you on that. No story. No big story. No big blah, 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 blah. No. Let me get back to you on that. And I got into some really good practices. I looked at the day before, I looked at the day after, couple days before, couple days after. I wasn't always running because the more that I ran, the fatter I got. The more on my plate, the more on my plate. I am always about the story. Yeah, it was exhausting. Keeping up with my fucking stories was exhausting. It was like, so listen, the more I had on my plate, figuratively, that it was like I had to go here and then there, and then this one was counting on me, and I had this and that and this and that. The more that was on my figurative plate, the more it looked like I had stuff on my plate. And the more that I lightened my load, the lighter I looked. And isn't that fascinating? Isn't that just fascinating? The easier my life became, the easier it looked like I had an easier life. They're not going to throw in a whole bunch of awards into the coffin. And metal doesn't burn anyway. Just saying. So, she's waiting. She's been waiting a really long time. Can she trust that you're coming? Because she's there. Little beep, beep. Little me. Me, me, me. Me, little me. I'm hungry. I'm full. I don't want to eat that. I never wanted to eat that. Right? So it's such a matter of trust. Trust that your body knows how to correct itself. Trust that you have an internal intelligence, like your body knows. Your body knows. Trust. So it's really going back and connecting. And listening and just blessing, blessing. See, this idea, like this fast, lose 10 pounds and blah, 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 and all this, like all of this, I do feel lighter overall when I let so much go. Yeah, for sure. Totally. And, it's really stressful on the body when we do a lot of dieting. Like it definitely, like my body was like, I literally was so used to following a plan. Like I've been on a diet literally from 14 to 55. I've never not been on a diet. So it was like, well, what do I eat? Like literally anything. Like I can literally like eat anything. I don't do dairy. I can't have this. I can't eat that. Like that upsets my stomach. I'm not allowed to have this. Like just my language alone is so like restrictive. So it's like, all right, well, if I'm just going to approach this as like, I can literally have anything that I want. And then I'll just see what happens. Okay. So let's just see. So I just got food and just started to eat it. So once upon a time, I was completely vegan for years, like 7 or 8 years. And then I was like, one day I was like, I've got to eat some meat. Like I think my brain is like deficient. I need meat. I started actually with fish and then it wasn't enough. Then I was like, I gotta have some meat. Like, give me some fucking meat. give me some meat. I need meat right now. And then now I eat literally anything. Anything. Meat, fish, dairy, cheese, anything. There isn't anything I won't eat. I mean, just by desire. Like, okay, yeah, I feel like having that. If you would have asked me, like, in 2017, I was like, I had a laundry list of things that I couldn't eat and places that I couldn't go. Like I was the biggest pain in the ass you could possibly be with because I couldn't eat this and I couldn't have that. And we'd go to a restaurant. Yeah, I'll have some steamed vegetables, but steam them because I can't have any oil or this or that. Or I was like the biggest pain in the ass. I can't. Everything was can't, no, can't, no. Food was like the enemy. And sometimes, I mean, I had periods of time where I was very thin, but I was also like in a full-blown raging eating disorder, like sick, or I was fat. I was heavy. So I was like always sick, disordered eating, like really in trouble in my brain. I was really fucked up. I had no trust in myself at all. At all. For over 40 years. I don't even think about it. It's not even a thought at all. Don't even think about it. Healing can happen. Healing can happen. I worked on it. I looked at it. I was fascinated. Like, wait a minute. I came into this world okay. I came in, I was born a baby, I was sitting in a bassinet, and I was born, and I didn't have these problems. So these were learned problems, which means that I could unlearn. So am I willing to unlearn? Yes. Okay, great. That's a good starting point. Now, where did these problems come from? Without blame or shame or pointing any fingers, let's just get to the heart of the matter and the root of the problem, and let's go. Okay, great. Let's do this. And I just started the process. And this is what this is all about, because I didn't come here with this. I developed this. I learned this so I can unlearn. So can you. I had to go backwards to go forward. I had to slow down to speed up into the healing. And it's freedom. And I could take up more space because I was hiding out. I was invisible to my own greatness. I was minimizing who I was in this world. I was less than my full potential. And that man gave me such a gift when he walked back in the room and said, like, those were such beautiful words to say, you have spent a lifetime trying to be smaller in a world that needs you to be bigger, to take up more space. I was like, the fuck? He didn't even know me, but he knew me. Yeah. Spent a lifetime trying to take up less space in a world that needs us to take up more room. But we're obsessed with losing weight. Hi, sweetheart. She's not. All she wants to do is eat. See? She's licking her chops. So go back and just slowly. See, we're in a hurry. We just want to lose the weight. 20 pounds, 15 pounds, 30 pounds, just want to lose the weight. But if you can just discipline yourself to just ask, where did this all start? See, I know where it started. It started when I was 4 months old. And then I know where some of the more of the collateral damage. See, it's collateral damage. It stacks on top of each other. I know where it happened for me. Where did it happen for you? It started when I was a baby. And then as I got older, I didn't really have a body. I didn't have much of a body. And my sister was stunning and gorgeous and hot and sexy, and I wasn't. So I saw that and I was like, well, she looks like that and I look like this, and that kind of sucks. So I didn't feel really good about my body. Then when I was 14, the other thing that really stood out was a boy saying that I had a fat bottom. Fat bottom girls make the rockin' world go round. Now, maybe he was complimenting me, but I was horrified. So I went home and I started to do sit-ups and squats and leg lifts and all sorts of things to try to make my fat bottom go. But I didn't even know I had a fat bottom until he said that. So I became obsessed with trying to get my fat bottom to go away. I didn't even know I had one. And so the obsession with the fat bottom just made the fat bottom that much bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And life went on, and it just, I became obsessed with my body, and so on and so on and so on. And so these are the kinds of things to go back and look at, the things where you remember being, I remember dating guys and them saying like, do you have a gym membership? It'd be really good if you went to the gym. Like, Oh my God, how horrifying for a guy to, suggest that you go to the gym. Like, I clearly remember. Or, dating somebody and them saying, you know what, you're really curvaceous and I'm really into girls that have like more like, athletic bodies. Oh, okay, well, thanks for that. I mean, just like insult after insult after insult after injury, and just being told over and over again that how I came wasn't right, and just being so angry that the way I looked wasn't good enough. And I accepted that. And I just kept trying to change. And I was angry at myself. So do the work. Understand when did we accept somebody else's opinion of the way that we look and the way that how we are to be, okay, well, I'll accept that definition and try to live up to. When did we disconnect and go back? The forgiveness work, the love, returning to love, forgiving them, forgiving ourselves, and trust that we'll be here. That is crazy. Have you always lived your life like this? He was so accurate. That was exhausting. Yeah. No, I have not always lived my life like this. No. No, this is relatively new since 2018, really. No, I mean, before that, I was just, diet, 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 and diet, diet, diet. And yep. When did we disconnect? Yep. So when you really can slow down and for me, I know, like, so in the year of the pandemic, which for a lot of people was a really hard year. And even though people started the pandemic with like, I'm going to work out, I have all this extra time, I'm going to get up early, I'm going to cook food, I'm going to, a lot of people packed on like mega pounds, right? And even like my daughter moved in and she was like ordering all this food. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to like, my God, what am I going to do? And I lost 13 pounds the year of the pandemic. And then I got that car accident and I was like, oh geez, I can't do Pilates. I can't do yoga. Oh gosh, this is hard. I'm not moving my body the way I was moving, and so I was like, oh geez, God, like, and I like my body to feel and look and be and it just feels a certain way. Like I've been in it now for a couple of years. I like it. And I have all those other years of not feeling and being and having a certain thing. I have one arm that this is it. This is it. It does. That's it. This is all that it does. I can't, this one goes like this. This one, that's it. I can't go any higher. That's all it does. It's frozen. It's frozen. It'll thaw, but that's all that it does. And it's fucked up. And it's really uncomfortable to have an arm that doesn't fucking do what you want it to do. And so I can't do the things that I normally do. I can't move my body the way that I normally move it. I don't have the tone that I had. So I have to do other things. And so my body doesn't feel the way that it's felt before. It doesn't feel as vibrant. It doesn't feel as fabulous as it's felt before. And so that's, it's like working on my mindset and working on my spirituality and then working on my sensuality and working on things that are really important to me. Doing this course, doing these 21 days, doing the 100, like I did 20 push-ups every single day of my life. It would be 1:30 in the morning. Eric would be like, what are you doing? Like my push-ups, Jesse, mommy, what are you doing? My push-ups. It wasn't for physicality. It was a spiritual practice of feeling the weight of my body on my body. And I would say, I got you, 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 I got you 20 times. It was just something that I did for me. I can't do that now. I got a fucking bum arm. I can't fucking do that. So there are things that I just can't do. And so my body, my temple, I literally see myself as a gorgeous, beautiful temple that I tend to. That means the world to me. I've waited so long for this that the way that I take care of myself means everything to me. And I want this for you if you want it for yourself. But to get here, you got to go back and sort of walk yourself here. You got to walk here, right? No, I meant the man that called you out on living your life so constrained and painful. You told that story about, he's out in, Roland is out by you, by the way, about the man that you had to see that day and you didn't want to go and you had paid for it and went. That experience opened your world up. It really changed your life. They're two different stories. So I think you're confusing the horse farm and Roland. So I went to the horse farm and that was the one that, there's two different stories. You're combining the two. So Roland is, I'll tell you really quickly, because we're kind of to the end of this sequence on trust, but I want to tell you this. So Roland is a naturopath. He's actually out by you. He's in Thousand Oaks. Yes, the horse farm. Yeah. So Roland is the one that said to me about taking up more space in the world and about you've spent your whole life trying to be smaller in a world that's needs you to be bigger. But at the horse farm, that's what I was at, a very high-end spa in Tucson, and I tried to cancel. I didn't want to go. And that was when, yeah. That's when, for those that haven't heard that this part, when I didn't want to go like see the horse. I was like, no thanks. I'm good. I don't want to go. I had a feeling it was going to be like way too intense for me. This was probably, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago now. And when it was my turn to go see the horse, and I went, it's like, get back there. You cannot go see the horse like that. And it's like, is that how you do your whole life? Like, I was like, and that was it. And I was just hysterical. That's all he had to say. That was his whole coaching, was that one sentence. Is that how you do your whole life? And that was the truth of the matter right there. One line. That was how I did my whole life. One big motherfucking sigh. My whole life was a sigh. Yeah, that was how I did my whole life. My whole life was a fucking sigh. It was an obligatory way of doing life. Whether people saw me sigh or I sucked in the sigh, that's what it was. I was just obligatory commitment based, as though I was going to get that award and they were going to throw all the trophies into my goddamn coffin. I do believe that we can have a life that's based in desire. And the magnetism that you go through life in when you are desire-based, not full of shit-based, but really truly desirous and desired, and really eat what you want and move your body the way that you want. This is what came out of all of this. That horse farm, and then eventually getting to Roland and him saying that to me, and then me having the brain thing that happened. Thank God that resolved itself. And then really truly coming to a place where I said, you know what, I'm going to have a body that I love, and I'm going to eat the food that I love, and I'm going to have a business that I love, and I'm going to have a life that I love. And God knows, and those of you that know me well and have been in private Voxer with me and know a lot of the things behind the scene, you know, I have not had it easy. But I believe that it will all lead to everything that I say, which is a body that I love, a life that I love, I eat what I love, I have a business that I love, I will have a man that I love that loves me dearly and passionately. And I never ever say, and it will happen by this day and time, but it means that I show up fully and completely for it. And I am trusting that it is here for me and that everything that happens, it just happens. And it's happening for me. Doesn't mean that I like every motherfucking thing that happens, because trust me, there are some really fucked up things that happen. But I gotta be here for all of it, to have all of it. So I'm here for all of it. And I don't waver and I don't wobble. I'm fucking here. No matter what, so help me God, I'm here. And it doesn't mean that it's easy. I'm here. I'm here. And this, I trust. And those that are close to me and know who I am and know, same with you. The people that know you, they know you. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to explain yourself. They know you. Now you know you deeper, 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 to the depths of your truth of the matter, and live your life from a place of true, what do I want? In 2018, when I declared, I want a body that I love, I want a life that I love, I want a business that I love. And the truth is, then, I didn't say, I want a man that I love. I didn't say that, being honest. I didn't say that. Now I say, I want a man that I love. I want a man that loves me, adores me, cherishes me. Declare what it is that you want and stand in the truth of the matter. Everything that you seek is seeking you. Trust that you will stand and stay.